Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many saga-wide implications as well as revelations in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one great thing about this film is that we do know that J.J. Abrams is really going to be expanding all of the different pieces of Star Wars lore and the current canon material that is, of course, under Disney and Lucasfilm for the movies, the comics, the books, the novels, whatever have you, that J.J. Abrams will be expanding in Episode 9, that will be setting things up, of course, for the future of the Star Wars franchise. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and what's really intriguing has all to do with one of the concept art descriptions involving Kylo Ren, and, of course, the identity of Supreme Leader Snoke's first apprentice. Now, specifically, a description of Kylo Ren inside of his chambers, where it's described that Kylo is attempting to make repairs to his crossguard lightsaber. It's described that Kylo's crossguard is opened, where it's said to be the first time that fans will see Kylo's cracked kyber crystal. To the right of Kylo is a regular single-bladed lightsaber, and is said to be placed in a display that appears to be ancient in design, and is said to be the saber that belonged to Supreme Leader Snoke's first apprentice, before Kylo Ren. Another goes over a diagram of Snokes Apprentice lightsaber, where the object is dubbed as Dante's lightsaber. The saber hilt is said to have ancient Sith writing on the hilt and appears to be silver in design. The kyber crystal inside is said to be colored red, however is an inactive saber and is considered damaged. It's described that Kylo is using some of the parts of Dante's lightsaber hilt to implant it into his crossguard lightsaber, however no word on replacing a kyber crystal as of yet. So, you guys may recall about 2 months ago we heard about this mysterious lightsaber design being used for Episode 9, a prop piece that Adam Driver used on set a couple of months ago before they wrapped filming for this movie, one of which was, of course, labeled as Dante's saber. And at the time, we weren't quite sure exactly who that really was, and now it turns out that this is indeed the first apprentice of Supreme Leader Snoke. In case you guys have not been reading a lot of the canon material out there, you do in fact learn that Snoke at the very least, had one apprentice before Kylo Ren. And this is actually said to be Snoke's first apprentice, and his lightsaber hilt that is considered to be inactive and damaged. So what I find very intriguing about this, guys, and I really want to bring this up, is that we do know that there will be elements of course, Rey's Jedi training and Kylo Ren's training toward the dark side of the Force fully, and that a part of that training is going to have all to do with the reconstruction of their lightsaber hilts, or modifying their hilts in some way, shape, or form. So we do know that with Rey, we have been learning a lot of things, that she uses parts of past Jedi lightsabers that implant into the Skywalker lightsaber in order to bring it back into one piece. Now, the other piece here is Kylo Ren trying or attempting to modify his own crossguard by using the parts of Dante's lightsaber, which by the way is the hilt that belonged to the first apprentice of Supreme Leader Snoke. Now, what do I think about the name Dante? I think it does in fact sound sinister. It does in fact sound like it could be a villain, but I'm just not quite sure if it sounds very Star Wars-y in my opinion. I mean, after all, we have characters named like Ezra and Luke and Han, so what's Dante at this point, right? That's a real name that people use in reality here. So it does make sense to a certain level. So the other piece that I want to bring up is that this would be the first time that fans will actually be able to see Kylo Ren's cracked kyber crystal. Now, in case you guys did not know, the reason as to why Kylo Ren's lightsaber is all unstable and fiery like that, shooting out sparks, is because the actual kyber crystal that lies inside is cracked. Now, we're not quite sure on how severe the crack really is. We haven't gotten a great look at it as of yet, other than what was shown at The Force Awakens. I believe it was Star Wars Celebration of 2015. They showed us a little bit of art of his kyber crystal that's implanted inside of the hilt. But other than that, we have never seen it on film. So this is going to be a sequence in which Kylo Ren is inside of his chambers. By the way, his chambers is basically his home on board of a First Order finalizer. He owns all of the different relics and artifacts that once belonged to past Sith, his own grandfather Darth Vader, and even other relics that are going to be shown in this movie that is going to be used in order to evolve the character of Kylo Ren. So I'm really hoping that this new character, right, Snoke's first apprentice named Dante, is going to be featured in the upcoming Snoke comic line that will be dropping this November. Strange, right, because it's dropping 1 month before the release of Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And that to me I think is no coincidence at all, and I will say I think that it's all planned out. So what do you guys think about Snoke's first apprentice and his identity being, of course, Dante, judging by the name of the lightsaber hilt, called, of course, Dante's lightsaber? Now, to me, guys, the more characters, the better, because the more dark side characters that we get to learn about, I think is a very interesting way in order to open up the possibilities of future Star Wars movies, whether it's in the form of a new Star Wars trilogy or a spin-off film or whatever have you. To be honest with you guys, I think that a trilogy eventually at some point in time in the future, based in between the events of the originals and the sequels, would be a very good idea. Anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.